Good evening, everybody. This is Ted Coletti from the Skylines Aquarium and Water Garden Group, North Jersey Aquarium Society, and MACA, Metropolitan Killifish, and the Northeast Council. So I'd like to welcome everyone here for coming tonight to our virtual banquet. We usually have a convention in April. We couldn't do that, of course, but the banquet's important because we recognize people who have contributed to the Northeast Council of Aquarium Societies and the local hobby itself. And we want to recognize those people and tell you about some things that might be going on. We know these are real hard times right now, not only with COVID, there's a lot of strife now in our country, and I am very grateful that we have a hobby and a club scene where people of all types get together and just enjoy this wonderful fish hobby. At times like this, we really need something like this, a diversion every now and then, a pleasant respite. So at this time, I'd like to start by welcoming our past president. Let's see, we get him over here. And I'm going to show you our agenda this evening first. We'll have our Rich Pierce will talk. We'll have a convention update. We're going to talk about a G Suite account available to all the clubs. We'll have some NEC awards from Betty Mueller to article competition to the BAP or BPP, and then we'll all come back on. But right now, I'd like to introduce, straight from Rhode Island, former roadie for Ozzy Osbourne Blizzard of Oz tour, the one, the only, past president, Richard Pierce, presenting for Nancy Villers. Rich, how are you?
Good. How are you doing, Ted?
Pretty good. I'm just going to hand this over to you right now, if that's okay.
That sounds good.
You got it,
So
man.
I have a message from our current president, Nancy Villers. So I'm just going to get right into it. Welcome to the NEC banquet. We miss the in-person experience, but like everyone these days, we've had to get creative. Thanks to David Banks, Ted Coletti, and Sherri Tenaglia for making this happen. We have some wonderful things happening at the NEC. Sherri, Ted, and David have been working very hard to set up Google Meet for all of the sister clubs to use for your online meetings, along with the NEC G Suite account. Each sister club needs to contact Sherri Tenaglia. You get ready. Here's the address. We'll have it on the website too. Sherri, that's CHERI Tenaglia at northeastcouncil.org, and she'll set up your initial account. We also have a board seat open, so if anyone is interested or if you like to recommend someone, please send Nancy an email, let her know. We're always updating our club contact list, which is used for our newsletter distribution and for keeping all of the NEC member clubs up to date on what's happening with our sister clubs. Any club delegate that has had their club elections in the past year should forward their board contacts to Barbara Romeo, and her email address is bromeo1234@optonline.net. You can also find that in the newsletter. Our website, northeastcouncil.org, is being updated regularly, so feel free to check there as well for any club information, as well as other hobbyist and club resources. Who knows what the future will hold for meetings and club events, but don't hesitate to think outside the box and try new ideas. This pandemic may serve to rocket us to becoming new and better, all-encompassing organizations. So if you have time, please let us know how your club is innovating its meetings and auctions so we can share with other members through the NEC newsletter. So everyone, please grab a snack and enjoy the banquet. Stay healthy. Nancy Villers, President, NEC.
Thanks so much, Richard Pierce. How are things going in the Rhode Island Club, by the way, both the Southern Killie and Tropical Fish Society of Rhode Island?
Good. We're actually going to have our first virtual club meeting on Wednesday the 17th. I'm going to be talking about introduction to fish breeding. So we thought we were going to ride it out, but it's gone on longer. So we're going to get digital and get busy.
That's excellent.
So we'll have that out and get it up on the NEC site. And anyone else wants to attend, feel free to.
Okay, so that'll be open to anyone in the NEC who wants to.
Yeah, all NEC members, just like our regular meetings, all NEC members are welcome.
So they would go to the Tropical Fish Society of Rhode Island website.
Yeah, and I'll have a link there to do it.
Well, Rich, if you're talking about fish breeding, I'm there
Okay.
because you have so much experience breeding hard to breed fishes. So I'm looking forward to that, man.
Well, this is going to be an introduction for a lot of our new members, get them into the BPP and BAPs. So I'm going to start from the ground up, assuming you got fish and water, and we'll go from there.
Great. Thanks a lot, Rich. That was Rich Pierce, ladies and gentlemen. We're now going to go to our next presenter here. And it is, you know her, you love her, you know you want to hang out with her. It's the one, the only. No, it's not Sherri Tenaglia. Holy cow. We're going to go back here again. Although you do want to hang out with Sherri. It is all the way from Vermont, one of the three founders of Ben and Jerry's, who they never talk about, our own Janine Banks. How are you, Janine?
I'm fine. How are you doing, Ted?
A little technical glitch, but we're actually okay. We're going from StreamYard onto YouTube here.
Okay, well, I want to welcome everybody this evening. The annual NEC convention is always a great time for tropical fish hobbyists. With many speakers covering as many aspects of our hobby as possible, there's something to interest everyone. The fish shows, the discussion groups, contests, a full vendor room, a banquet, silent auctions, and a live auction all day on Sunday keep everyone engaged, learning, laughing, and everyone goes home with new fish, plants, and a whole bunch of wonderful memories. This year's NEC convention chair, Leslie Dick, really went above and beyond to try and hold the 45th annual convention. She really did. I was chair of the NEC convention for 16 years prior to Leslie, and although I somehow managed before email and texting and even plain cell phones, I can't imagine stopping, finding a new hotel, starting up again, and then stopping again. In the midst of Leslie and the team working to get all the many components of the convention together, our venue, the Red Lion Hotel in Cromwell, Connecticut, was suddenly shut down by the state of Connecticut. But much to my amazement, another very nice hotel was found that had the same dates available, and Leslie signed another contract. Everything started to move forward again, and that is until COVID-19 slammed into the United States and the NEC Board of Governors made the very difficult but obviously correct decision to postpone the 45th convention until next spring. The Hilton Garden Inn that we had contracted with worked with us to negate any charges that we might have incurred under the contract, and Leslie signed yet another contract, one for 2021. So with better days ahead, the 45th convention will be held March 19th through the 21st at the Hilton Garden Inn in Wallingford, Connecticut. We will see you all there.
Oh, sorry, Janine. I went back up to the buffet. This garden rice salad at the banquet this year is delicious. I would eat this again with a Fungula Pantex dressing. It is
There we go.
absolutely good. But thanks so much, Janine Banks, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm
Thank
going to
you.
remove Janine from the broadcast. Janine, don't hate me, please, for doing this. She can be very vengeful. You have to be careful there. So we're going to go on to our next speaker. You know her, you love her. She was in the second season of Charlie's Angels for 2 episodes, believe it or not. But now she's the president and founder of the Pennsylvania Guppy Club. It is our own Sherri Tenaglia. So let's bring her out here. Also, the Bucks County Aquarium Society. How are you, Sherri?
Hi, Ted. How you doing? And hello, everybody. I wish we weren't doing this virtually. I really miss having the convention this year, but here we are.
You just have to turn that background volume off there, Sherri.
There isn't anything on but me.
You just have to turn that background volume off there, Sherri. All right.
But there isn't anything on but me. But
Go
yeah,
ahead.
there's nothing but the yard stream on. But I'm here today mainly to talk to the leaders of the club about our G Suite account.
Well,
So
I will let you go
why don't we
right to it then.
Our next slide.
You got it. Let me just exit myself from this broadcast because no one wants to see me. They just
All right. The Northeast Council got a G Suite account a couple of years ago. We really haven't done much with it until this pandemic came around. And when that happened, we realized that having a G Suite account allowed us to use Google Meet. And Google Meet is more powerful when you have a G Suite account. Um, Google Meet is available to everyone with a Gmail account, but using G Suite, you can do a lot more. If you look at this slide, everyone that's listed in blue already has signed up for using our G Suite. G Suite is kind of like Gmail, but on steroids. It gives you a lot more of everything that Gmail usually allows you. It doubles the size of your drive. It allows you to send out more emails in a day, which if you have like mass emails that you have to send out, a regular Gmail account allows you to send out 200 emails in a day, where a G Suite account, most of you probably don't have clubs that big, but you can send out 2,000 emails in a day. So G Suites are nice that way. But like with Google Meet, can we have the next slide, please? Here are the differences between G Suite and a Gmail account with your Google Meet. With us all going to like virtual or online meetings now, Google Meet is a really nice alternative to using Zoom. Many clubs are starting to use Zoom, but to get the better features, you have to pay for Zoom every month. Where with Google Meet, if you sign up with our G Suite, you don't have to pay for it. Using the G Suite, you don't have any time limits for your meetings. You can have up to 250 participants in your meeting rather than 100 for the free. You can give out a phone number so that people don't have to use the internet to attend the meetings. It's kind of like using freeconferencecall.com. You can invite people who don't have Gmail accounts, where if you use the free version on Gmail, they only can use it if they have Gmail. And you can record the meeting if you are a if you are a G Suite user. So everything in the G Suite account is just a little bit better. So we would invite all of you to sign up for a G Suite account through us. It is no cost to you. It is something that would just be part of the NEC account anyway. So it's just an additional benefit of being part of the NEC, and we would like to offer it to you. In order to be able to get the account, you just have to write to me, and it would be my name at NEC at NorthEastCouncil.org. And actually, if we go back to the previous slide,
There we go.
I have the address down below. I guess that
Down
was a little
below.
bit of our planning.
And Sherri, if any other clubs that haven't signed up for this great free service wants to get some training that I and David did, we can get that to them, I imagine, too, right?
Yeah, I sent out a copy of my PowerPoint that had a lot of the training in it.
And I think David also recorded it, too.
We have two videos of it,
right,
because it automatically does record it if you do it through G Suite. So we have MP4s of it that we can send along to you.
Right. Which means that our clubs can record their online meetings and share it to their club members who might not have been able to attend, and share it as an MP4. That's great. Sherri Tenaglia, how are things going in the Pennsylvania Guppy Club and Bucks County?
All right, things are going great at Bucks County. The Guppies are a little slow, but things are going wonderfully at Bucks County.
Excellent. And you guys had your meeting last Thursday. I know that you use StreamYard and YouTube as well.
Yes, we do.
Thanks so much, Sherri.
Bye-bye.
Take care now. That was Sherri Tenaglia, ladies and gentlemen. Now I have to bring up a friend who was near my old neighborhood growing up, the one, the only, the man, the mission, Mr. Artie Platt.
Oh, hey everybody! It's good to be part of this event here. We are scrambling, all of us, to be still part of the big picture here. I'm filling in for as the announcer, just because I got a bigger mouth than the average person. Dave, it's a little bit quieter than I am.
I'll let you get to it then, Artie.
I am the former Articles chair, so I kind of know a little bit about what I'm talking about. I do find it ironic that, with this application, I'm supposed to list all the clubs I belong to. But there's a limit of 50 letters that you can use. So I wasn't able to put that I'm also on the NEC board, or that I'm also a member of MACA as well. So, with that being said, I'm kind of like dog poop. I'm all over the place. So with that being said, also, is that 7 clubs participated in the article competition for 2019. Now, there are 30 plus clubs in the NEC as far as I know, and I think we could do better than that. And a really sad state of affairs is that I belong to a third of the clubs in the NEC, give or take a few. And yet only one of the clubs I belong to participated in the article competition. So I think we need to get some more work done. But for the ones that did participate, there were 49 articles that were written. It was a great various points of view. I see some of the names are still publishing from when I was the articles chair just a few years ago. There were, I think that with this, we can move forward. I'd also like to propose that maybe we should think a little differently. Maybe the time of the newsletter, certainly the paper newsletter may have come and gone, and a lot of us are going digital. But maybe our clubs with this new digital meeting, we're also going to be thinking differently about how we publish articles. So with that, I would have to review the rules. And I would suggest you talk to Dave about, what will be accepted or not. But I figure that if you're have an online presence and you're publishing articles, based on your club and an online presence, they should be submitted as well. So don't be shy. The worst that can happen is somebody's going to read what you wrote. And that's the whole good part about doing all this, is sharing what we all do. Now, enough about me. Let's get to, who won and who wrote what. So one of my favorite categories, and unfortunately often the least represented, is the junior category. I have seen it where we've had, 5-year-olds draw a really pretty picture. And I've seen some really intelligent, well-written articles by, people that are, a third or a quarter or even less than our old people age that we are. So with that being said, unfortunately with the junior category, we only had 2 articles that were submitted. Second place was a drawing by Lauren. I think that we're going to try to publish this all on the NAC newsletter. So you can see Lauren's drawing. I'm hoping that works out. First place goes to Ethan Dang. He's from the Tropical Fish Club of Burlington and is the Nile perch in Lake Victoria. I have to tell you, I thought I was reading an article by an adult. It was really well written. I was very fortunate that Dave sent me the winners so I could review and know what I was talking about. And this kid's got a real prominent and future in this hobby if he keeps up with this level of interest. To the next category. Next slide, please. All right, now I can read for you. You could read yourself, but it's more fun if I read. So Margaret, an excellent writer. In fact, listen, Margaret got second and third place from the Long Island Aquarium Society, third for Reptilian Surprises, second for Traveling Frogs. What I love, Margaret has a great insight and a unique perspective, and she will be winning years to come, simply said. A very different take on things and, made me giggle. from the Tropical Fish Club of Burlington, Mouse in the House, Brian Candid. And if I'm forgive me, I have lousy Latin and I mispronounce everything. So if I get it wrong, Brian, trust me, it's all but love. Next. Continuing columns. One of my favorite categories because this requires somebody to really persevere. Fin Fun from the Greater City Aquarium Society was third place. Greater City again came with the Undergravel Reporter. I've read these articles for years. They continue to go through them. You will enjoy this. Maybe you should join Greater City just to get their columns. And first place, what a surprise. Margaret, back again, Long Island Aquarium Society. A view from the other side of the tank. Thanks, Margaret, and congratulations. Next page, please. All right, breeding. Now, to me, BAP, BPP, breeding is the whole reason why we do this at a hobby level. There's a few folks that come here and have, 2 or 3 tanks and just like the camaraderie. And I love the camaraderie. But at the same point, the camaraderie is sharing common interest. And I love to breed fish. Starting to catch my master breeder at my club who has 3,000 points in BAP. And I only have 1,900. So I got a long way to go. With that, again, enough about me. Third place from the Brooklyn Aquarium Society. What a club. Huge club. Angelfish by Al D. Spigna. Sorry, Al. I know I got that bad, but congratulations, Al. Second place, a friend of mine, Joe Fredenzi. He is the foundation of the current Greater City Aquarium Society. There is no finer man that you can meet. The fabled Blue Glarus, an icon in the killie hobby. First place, it is a surprise one. Mike McKinney from the New England Cichlid Association. Lake Muru Species Update. Fish that probably wouldn't even have been in the club, not for the New England Cichlid Association. And Mike happens to be a really good guy. Next group, please. Okay. Open category. So, as you know, these categories, this literally is any article in a fish publication, that is fish related. Third place was How the Zebrafish Earns Its Stripes by Jules Birnbaum. He's in the Greater City Aquarium Society. He's also a member of Leica. Good flash. Jules is one of the finest men you'll ever meet. Second place, Pioneer in Aquarius by Joe Fredenzi. Again, Greater City Aquarium Society. Seeing a pattern here of some great writing. Third, A Slice of Reef. I have to tell you flat out, this is one of the best articles I've read in a long time. I've been a reef keeper for 35 years, and you always learn something. You always forget something. This article was really nice because it literally took, a man who's interested and a man who has no idea, and either one would read this and enjoy it. So thank you, Joseph Frank Araro. He's again from Greater City Aquarium Society. His was first place for A Slice of Reef. Next slide. I think that's it. I think we're done.
Well, Artie Platt, I really just want to say sincerely, Artie Platt is a treasure in the hobby. To know him is such a treat. You ask him, he'll tell you. I mean, just ask him. So
my wife says I'll talk to anybody as long as somebody's willing to listen.
Good seeing you again, Artie.
Same here. Stay safe. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you. Well, folks, right now we're going to go to our next slide, our next presenter, which is the man, the legend. He has seen both the Loch Ness Monster and the monster who lives in the lake outside his house up in Vermont. The one, the only. Where is he here? Hold on a second. David, are you back in the stream? He is here. He's
There
coming,
I
and
am.
he's the man himself. David. I'm sorry. I'm just going to take a sip of coffee. I went back to the buffet table. This flowerhorn moose is outstanding. I mean, whoever made it, there's always a good use for a flowerhorn, especially the cock. And with that, I'll let you get to your presentation here, Mr. David.
Well, thank you, Ted. That's probably the how do I put it? The most anticipation is waiting for the introduction from Ted. The rest of it goes easily. Here to present the NEC Breeder Participation Program. I was actually the chairman of this program back in the 1990s, which seems like ages ago, I guess, because it was. Um, and just a little background, the program here is to encourage club members to share pride that they've raised with other hobbyists by bringing them to auction, whether that's your club auction or even your club meetings, other sister NEC clubs, and other auctions. And also to recognize those people that do bring them in. It's a very easy program to participate in. You get 1 point for any lot of fish or plant that you've propagated um, in any auction. Like I said, either club meetings, annual auctions, NEC sister clubs, and also we've even expanded it to non-NEC club auctions. So if you attend an annual convention of like the AKA or ACA and put auction fish in, those are eligible. So um, at this point, I know there are a lot of other people at other NEC sister societies that are not participating in this program, and it is a participation program. It's not an awards program per se. Um, so you can start at any time. There are both annual awards as well as lifetime achievement recognition. So would love to see that many more people participate. And Ted, go ahead to the next slide, I guess. Oh, next slide. You're supposed to be on that one, sorry. All right, so the Lifetime Achievement Awards, and actually before we get into that, I'm just gonna throw out some numbers for this past year. We had 1,417 points submitted. Uh, I didn't total up the number of people that participated, but there were quite a few. Um, the clubs with the highest participation was the Tropical Fish Club of Burlington and the Tropical Fish Society of Rhode Island. Um, and the reason that the Tropical Fish Club of Burlington has such high percentage is because I really push this program at our clubs, and we have at least 6 or 7 members who participate on a very regular basis, and we have another 20 or so that participate throughout the year in some form or another. So um, it really just takes a little bit of encouragement from somebody to get people to start participating. So I hope everybody can go out and do that for your club, and I'd love to see a lot more participation. But still, we had 1,417 entries. That's lots of fish and/or plants brought by the people that are participating at NEC um, annual auctions and club meetings. So pretty impressive. Another number I just wanted to throw out because I think we hit kind of a milestone. This program was originally started in, I believe it was 1985, and since that time, there have actually been over 25,000 entries that have been submitted by local breeders for this program. So that's a pretty significant number, 25,000. Uh, so onto the Lifetime Achievement Awards. And probably no surprise here for, oh, go back. No surprise for, this first entry here. Bill Cole has been active for many years in the program, and to date is the only one who has hit the master breeder level 4. And just to give you an idea of um, how many points that actually is, it's 2,500 points. That is almost 10% of all of the other participants. So congratulations, Bill. Well deserved. Again, the first one to hit the master breeder level 4. He was also the first to hit the master breeder level 3, and I don't think he was the first to hit master level breeder 2. That was Tom Neal, who passed away many years ago now. But quite an accomplishment. Congratulations, Bill. And then several other people who've hit milestones this year. Ira Gardner Morris from the Trout Fish Club of Burlington hit breeder. Karen Haas from the Aquarium Club of Lancaster County. Congratulations on reaching senior breeder. And Karen's actually only been participating for several years now, so it's pretty good accomplishment to hit senior breeder in that short time. Rob Hintz and both Ann Whitman, both from Tropical Fish Club of Burlington, also reached the breeder plateau. So we can go on to the next slide, Ted. And so now looking at the annual awards, in my mind, I think the Lifetime Achievement Awards are really what the program is all about. But it seems like everybody wants to know who the annual award winner is. So some people have put the emphasis on the annual awards, even though I think the Lifetime Achievement is more impressive. But still, the annual award, third place this year goes to Bill Cole with 191 points, which is a pretty good total. Congratulations, Bill, from the Danbury Aquarium Society. And second place, go to the next slide, Ted. Second place is Rob Hintz from the Tropical Fish Club of Burlington with 227 points. Again, a really impressive total. There were years where 100 points took first place. So these are really good numbers to see. If you think about it, over 200 points, if you go to your club meeting 10 times a year and bring 20 lots of fish to every single club meeting, you can hit that number. Of course, I know Bill and Rob and the first place winner, we'll talk about here shortly, also attend lots of other club meetings and also a lot of the other annual auctions for the different clubs. So congratulations, Rob. And the next slide, Ted, is first place goes to Karen Haas from Aquarium Club of Lancaster County, who beat Rob by just 1 point, 228 points.
Yay,
Pretty
Karen!
impressive. So if you're not participating and are interested, please reach out to me. I can help you. It's very easy for people to participate. There are not any complicated long forms that need to be filled out. We can work on ways of getting people more involved in participating. Thank you. Oh, Ted's crunching again.
Oh, sorry, David. I ran up to the hospitality suite for a second. Hey, listen, I want you to stay on the line because I want to thank you, David, for two things. First of all, the hospitality suite this year was great. These Trimaculatus corn nuts are absolutely delicious. They taste like real Trimaculatus. Absolutely love them. And also want to thank David. Everyone, this was David's idea to do the online virtual convention banquet, and I think it's turning out great, and I think it's good for everyone. So David, I just want to say thank you.
I'm glad it's working out so well, and thank you everybody for all of your effort in putting it together. Thanks.
David Banks, ladies and gentlemen. Well, now folks, I'd like to bring out right from her finishing up her European tour with Cirque du Soleil, here she is, the one, the only, Janine Banks with the Betty Mueller Awards. Janine, welcome back.
Well, thanks for having me back again.
That airline food is terrible, isn't it?
It is. It's just awful, and the lines are not as bad as they used to be, but yeah.
That's why you need corn nuts, Trimaculatus corn nuts. I am going to exit now.
All right. Well, thank you, Ted. As most people know, the NEC Betty Mueller Award means so much to me and to so many in the past who have received this recognition. It's not an award you can do something to win. Rather, it's simply a recognition for years of dedication to the hobby and years of work for and dedication to the NorthEast Council. The Betty Mueller Award is bestowed annually to honor an individual who has shown significant dedication and support of the aquarium hobby as a whole, as well as specifically to the NEC. Past recipients of the award since its inception in 1979 have each been imitable in their own esteem and recognized with this high honor due to their unique and unequaled contributions to the aquarium hobby and to the NEC. I'll read the list of all participants. It's up on your screen, but it might be a little tiny. Many of whom are present at this banquet with us, some on the internet, and sadly, many others watching from above. In 1979, it was first awarded to Betty Mueller. Then in 1980, Martin Bernard received it. And in 1981, Penny Fall. Penny Fall has been a staple in the NEC since the beginning, I think. Ray Horn, Lee Finley, the catfish guy, and Walter Howe. Kathy Beebe was given the honor in 1985. We have Jack Adnolfi, who many of you know as an auctioneer. Sandy Billings, Al Fall, Dave Quinn. In 1990 was John Galvin. 1991, John Stankovich, who was also very active with the BPP program. Bill Kenny, Aline Brousseau, Faith Quinn. 1995 was Tony Terciera, who's still kicking around. 1996, Don Johnson. Then we had Sue and Wally Bush, a great team, great team. 1998, Diane Adnolfi. Our beloved Chuck Davis in 1999. In 2000, it was Aline Finley. 2001, it was Janine and David Banks. And then we have Wayne Leibel, Karen Randall, Mark and Ann Broadmeyer, who spent many a year with the NEC. And then we also had an honoree in 2004, Ray Lucas. He's not a member of NEC clubs per se, but we felt he deserved recognition. James White, in 2005, he was also quite an auctioneer and did a lot on the board for the NEC. In 2006, we had Rit Forcier. We had Christine and Frank Policastro, Joe Massey, Linda and Dave Giza, and 2010, Barbara Day. Bill Cole, Claudia Dickinson, of course, Leslie Dick, Rich Pierce, and 2015 was Rosario Lacorte. Nancy Villers-Halgring followed, Barbara Romeo, Fran Massey, Joe Fredenzi, and also in 2019, we had another honoree, Peach Reed. Nominations can come from any club in the NEC, and the people who have received this award in the past and are still active in the hobby make the decision of who receives the recognition this year. Paraphrasing the nomination that I received for this award, here is what the nomination said. Our nominee is a member of several NEC clubs. He is always a part of the NEC and PVAS auctions. Part of NECA, New England Cichlid Association, and Pioneer Valley Aquarium Society auctions. He attends a number of the NEC members clubs auctions every year, often bringing fry from his fish room for sale as a way of supporting our sister clubs. He was the NEC's article competition chairman for a number of years. He sent out candidate articles to the judge readers, and then collated the judges' choices into sets of winners for all the categories. He attended the convention and presented the awards at the Saturday Breakfast Awards ceremony. He has been instrumental in the NECA Cichlid Show at the NEC convention and has coordinated cichlid shows, the Killifish exhibition, and guppy shows. He has volunteered for many years as an announcer at the convention Sunday auction and is always smiling and willing to step in wherever needed. His consistent volunteering and dedication to the NEC and to the aquarium hobby makes him very deserving of being awarded the Betty Mueller honor this year. The plaque reads, "For your outstanding dedication in support of the aquarium hobby and of the Northeast Council of Aquarium Societies, the NEC presents the Betty Mueller Memorial Honor to," Ted, next slide, please.
Drum roll, please.
To Michael Liu.
Michael Liu.
Congratulations, Mike. It's well deserved.
Janine, I'm going to bring all of us on, and because something like this deserves a round of applause, so
Yes.
asking all my guests, let's all wish Michael a round of applause, shall we?
Honored to be friends
Congratulations.
with him.
Could not be given to a nicer person.
Absolutely.
He is a sweetheart.
Well, thank you, Janine, and everyone stay online here because we're just going to all do like the Waltons or the Brady Bunch and say thank you for attending. Um, any closing remarks from anyone here? Any announcements? I thought it went fairly well,
Congratulations to all the winners.
except for the host. So
And I just want to say thanks to all of you who take your time to make our hobby the great hobby that it is.
thanks, everybody.
Yeah, and this is Dave. I'd just like to say, if you're having technical difficulties trying to figure out, how to do online meetings, definitely reach out. A number of clubs are doing it. Ted and Sherri and I can definitely help you with the Google Meet. But don't let the current situation keep your club inactive. Keep everything active. Find different ways to get together with people and keep the hobby going.
So at that, I guess we say goodbye. I will say
Can I add
good
one
night,
quick
John
thing?
Boy.
Can I add
Good
one quick
night.
thing?
Good night, Mary Ellen. Good night, John
Good night,
Boy.
Artie.
Good night, Grandpa. Here's the story of an NEC.
Hey, Ted.
Artie, do you have some closing words here?
I do. I just like to say that the NEC now, to me, is more relevant than ever. All right, because we are now the fabric that is keeping this hobby together, that we all can lean on each other and communicate to each other through the NEC and with each other to make it past what used to be us little isolated islands that talk to each other every so often. Now we realize that we really are one big family. So thank you, NEC, and congratulations
Amen to
to all
that.
the winners.
Stay
Stay safe,
healthy.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.